Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys here. Today is the 18th, Wednesday the 18th of March, 2020, and everything is falling apart in the financial markets in real time, and people are going to start losing their jobs en masse. You need to get in contact with your unemployment and you need to do it soon because they're going to get flooded and inundated, and they themselves are affected, and the agencies and stuff that do this work are being affected by this virus as well. And so if you want to get your unemployment coming, you better get on to it, if you've got laid off already or whatever. The thing about it is the government is offering you, and they made it sound really big, didn't they? Didn't they make it sound really big? They're like, we're going to give you $1,000, and then we're going to give you another $1,000. Oh, that sounds great, thousands of dollars they're going to give us. But what they're not telling people is, they're going to give you 1,000, yeah, but there's going to be a 2-month period between the second 1,000. And figuring it out, breaking it down per week, it's $125 a week. Now, when I say it that way, it doesn't sound so big, does it? It's $125 a week. And do these bureaucrats really take into consideration that people have bills to pay? Like, if you're renting an apartment, you have to pay your rent. You have to pay for food. Food prices are going through the roof. You have to pay for your electricity. You have to pay for your telephone. You have to pay for your credit card bills. You've got, if you own a house, you might have a mortgage you have to pay. You got to make car payments, and the list goes on and on and on. Right? Suddenly you're laid off. The unemployment benefits place, they're flooded with calls and everything. They can't even answer the phone. We need government assistance. And what are they going to give you? $125 a week. In this modern society, this nightmare society that these bureaucrats have created for you, $125 a week. Now, back in 1950, that would cover it. But now, I don't think so. I think the bare minimum you could probably maybe scrape in this is getting in up maybe $300 or something. By the time you pay all these bills, by the time you pay your auto insurance and your car payments and it goes on and on and on. And these these collectors of these bills are out there like a bunch of sharks trying to bite your ankles, for crying out loud, And what does the government do? Oh, well, they're so generous. They're going to give you $1,000. That ain't going to cut it when you figure it's for 2 months. And they say in the employment, these people that are getting laid off, they say, 20% of the workforce could get laid off. Like heck, that's just the initial wave. When this thing really starts to settle home. I'm thinking to myself, 40%. I'm thinking 40% unemployment. From what it is right now, is like these fake numbers that they got right now is meaningless garbage. But the world's falling apart. Let's get in there and let's take a look at the markets and see how it's falling apart. Let's start the markets right here and take a look at this in real time and see what's going on here. Okay, we got the silver price today. It's coming to a point very soon, if it's not there already, where these prices look wonderful. Don't they look so wonderful? $2.14. Oh, you better get out there and get you some of that. Well, I would very much suspect if we're not there already, we're going to be there very soon, where you might as well just look at the price, drool, and salivatate over it, but you ain't going to get any. Yeah, they might be able to buy some on back order, but you might never see it. It might never get delivered. The real physical at this point. And it's probably going to get a lot worse very, very soon. I can just see the shelves being stripped bare of this stuff. It's almost like when you gotta go to the store, and you're used to buying canned milk on sale, and you can see it. They normally put it on sale for 99 cents. You go in, and you get a little bit, right? But what happens if you see a store put it on for 39 cents a can? You drive all the way down there, and the shelves are all cleaned out. They're bare. Everybody else got in there ahead of you. And that's the way with this. This is like a super fire sale, and you ain't going to get any sort of thing, because it's just going to keep going lower and lower and lower and lower. You ain't going to get any. That's because it's all paper. It's nothing more than paper. There's no real substance behind any of it. I mean, you look at these prices, and we might be there yet. You might still be able to get a little bit, but you better hurry in there if these prices keep dropping. That's all I can say, about gold and silver. Anyway, 12.24 for silver, and 15.12 for gold, down $15.60. A cryptocurrency, you can get some of this stuff. And, I've been saying this on my show all along. I said that they're going to snatch all the gold and silver up. I've done show after show after show after show where I compared it to a big, one of these big places where you go and you might have a fair, county fair. I said the gold and silver are going to be like the pecan pie at the county fair and chicken. The pecan pie and chicken. It's all going to get stripped out and they're going to eat it all. Just like that. It's going to be gone, I said. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Then I said the cryptocurrency is all that's going to be left that they're going to be able to buy. And then after they're done with the gold and silver, they're going to go for the cryptocurrency, And this whole thing is going to go into a reversal at a certain point. Once this deflation's done, this deflation's not going to last forever. It's a very short period of deflation, and then we're going to see them come in with massive amounts of capital injections, and they're just going to blow it off into inflation. So it's going to switch from this deflation to inflation, and then you're going to see all this stuff take off. Gold, silver, and crypto. It's all going to go to the moon, Anyway, we're looking at the crypto industry, 147 billion, Bitcoin dominant 63.6%, and crypto's staying strong above $5,000 for Bitcoin. 51.41 today. It's doing really well. We had the initial shock and drop where the prices dropped dramatically, but now it's kind of hit a wall, and that's it, Because you can actually buy some of this stuff. That other market, the paper markets and gold and silver is all fake, and the prices is all fake. Dow Jones Industrials today, and we're down. Looks like 1,118 points, 20,118. They're trying desperately to try to keep it up. Anything it takes to try to keep it above 20,000. Well, guess what, folks? They're not going to be able to. Now, I'm going to tell you what, this market's going to be a great thing to buy into at a certain point. But when it hits bottom, and, it's going to be an extremely good value, because I'm kind of thinking to myself in my head right now that the market's going to be over 30,000 before the end of this year, the Dow Jones. But how low is it going to go on this end right now during this deflating period? It could go as low as $10,000. So I guess basically what I'm saying is you could triple your money before the end of the year if you know when to buy and when to sell on this thing. I mean, for people who want to make a lot of money, in the stock market, this year's going to be the golden opportunity. But she's got a long way to drop just yet. I could see it between now and the nation's birthday. I could see this market dropping down maybe even below 10,000. Or really down like 12,000 or something like that. And this is a rout. And then on the other side of that, once the sky starts to come back out again, once this virus starts to it peaks, the virus peaks and it starts to go off to the nether regions of hell where it originated from, and it just starts to disappear. The markets are going to sense that that's going to happen before it happens. Okay, so the markets, when they're at their lowest ebb, is probably going to be about 2 months or a month and a half before they're going to front run it. They're going to front run the virus peaking and starting to disappear. They're going to front run that at a certain point, but not yet. Right now, the virus, we're sinking into the depths of hell with this virus riding on our back like a monkey with some sort of disease. You know, I mean, it's just the whole thing is just right now. It's just terrible, and we're descending down into the pit. There's going to be a certain point where we're going to start to climb back up out of that, you know, and the market's going to front run that when they sense it. Probably about a month or a month and a half before it actually happens. So before the virus actually starts to disappear, probably a month or maybe 6 weeks or maybe 4 weeks before that actually happens, you're going to see the market turn in anticipation of the virus disappearing, you know. But we're not there yet, and that's I'm thinking in my head probably somewhere around the nation's birthday is when the whole thing's going to start to change direction, you know, and we're going to start to come out of this situation. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to cause wreckage to people's lives, and it didn't have to be this way. I remember a time just a few weeks ago, there was like one person in the whole of the United States that had this thing, you know? And what did they do? They all sat on, these bureaucrats, they all sat on their thumbs. They all sat on their hands and didn't do anything. They could have stopped it right then. I was on here yelling and screaming, you guys, stop the borders. Close everything. Don't let anybody in or out. You know, if they had done that right then when I said that, we wouldn't have anybody in the United States that has this stupid blinking thing. Every other country would have had it. But there wouldn't have been anybody in the United States, and it's done in Canada too. Nobody on the American continent would have it. You know? But, well, it's too late. The milk's spilt at this point. Let's take a look now at crude oil. 24.15, and it's falling. Everything's crashing to the ground. I mean, this is an oil-based economy. You see oil falling like that. The sky is falling, guys. The sky is quite literally falling right now when you see the oil prices falling like that. U.S. Treasuries. Long end of the yield curve, we got rising rates, and on the short end, we got falling rates, you know, and they meet right in the middle. And so we're looking at about 1% on the U.S. 10-year, and I think 1.5 something. 1.04 on the U.S. 10-year and 1.64 on the U.S. 30-year. That's what we're looking at in yields for treasuries today. Now, the dollar's taking a moonshot. They're all putting their faith in the U.S. dollar, you know, and it's what they're missing is one thing, that dollars can be created to infinity and beyond, you know. And it's all they got to do is push a button to create more. Yet the dollar's still rising. Can you imagine if they hadn't have started pushing these buttons? Like right now, they're pushing the button that's going to send $1,000 to everybody out there in the United States. You know, they're pushing that button. That's just as easy as pushing a button. Why couldn't they have just made it 2,000 or 3,000? I mean, that's what I did in my show yesterday, and I said, go big or go home. I was saying that they should make it a little bit more so that you guys can get by, and I can get by, and everybody in the United States can pay their rent. But no, they're going to be stingy to the end. They're not stingy with themselves. Do you think they would settle for $125 a week? Anyway, the dollar's up $100.61, 100.61%, and everybody's flooding into the dollar. They'll flood in, but they're going to flood right back on out again at a certain point, you know. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the show. like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.